everyone, Sara Belmonte here from Moms Out Marketing in DFW, but we are all over. So I hope you are ready to hear the heart of mompreneurship, because that is what our YouTube series is all about, behind the scenes with the preneur. And today we have an amazing one, Kristen Gonzalez. I fell in love with her, not like that, but I fell in love with her. Years ago. She has a beautiful heart, great energy. I got to meet her little ones very early on, and I have to say they're adorable. She has a beautiful family. So I'm really excited to introduce you to her. 1 second, let me add her in.
Hello.
Hi, Kristen. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm so happy we have technology. Because I have to tell you, part of this series, what you're going to learn is, Kristen, where are you located?
So I am in the Hill Country. It is San Antonio, Austin, New Braunfels, I guess Central Texas. Specifically, I'm in New Braunfels, but we like to just encompass it in the Hill Country because we travel to all the fun cities that we have around here.
I know, and I miss you so much, but I feel like technology has been such a blessing, because at least we can gather here and we can have our craziness, mom ups and downs and celebrations all together still. So thank you for being online with us today. We have some people joining us both on the Facebook and Instagram. Please feel free to comment. This is a space where we want to hear what you want to know about the behind the scenes from mompreneurs. So sorry, my mom is calling in right now for our prayer group. It has been a wild day, and I'm so glad we've had a wild day together.
It's Monday.
Yes. Let me tell everyone, let me show you first our behind the scenes with the preneur, Kristen Gonzalez. And thank you once again for joining us. It's so funny because I don't think we talk about the roller coaster of a life of a mompreneurship. And I know that we get to talk about it a lot together. So tell me a little bit about your family.
Yeah. Okay. So I grew up in Orlando, Florida. I was in an internship program in college. That's where I've met my now husband. He grew up in the Hill Country area in Kerrville, Texas. He had moved to Florida. We met. He moved back to Texas for a job, and we tried the long distance thing, and it was kind of tough. So I just left everything I knew in Florida and I moved to Texas. He was the only person I knew in Texas. I didn't have a job. And so I kind of had to start from zero on that. And then, super long story short, we now have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. They keep us on our toes. We love them dearly. My husband and I, we've been together over 10 years now, which is crazy to think about how fast time has gone by, a whole decade. But we live in New Braunfels, and I absolutely love it here. We lived in the Dallas area. That's how I met these amazing mompreneurs and got connected with this group that I am so thankful for every single day. But down here, we moved here actually February 27th of 2020. We had our second child on March 20th of 2020. So a month after moving here. And then COVID hit that weekend and we were completely shut down. So we didn't get to go do all the fun stuff that we wanted to, but we're slowly starting to explore the area. And it's just so much fun. Lots of things outside, tons of rivers to go float. The wineries down here are amazing. They're popping up everywhere. That's kind of my thing. I love wineries. And I don't know, what else do we love to do? We love to just have adventure. We love to go meet other business owners and check out small businesses in the area. So that's just a little bit about our family.
I love that. And I don't think you ever knew before. I know now I've gone down there and we've gotten to enjoy each other's company, but Hill Country is one of my favorite places to visit. So that is my go-to. I feel like there's so much beautiful nature. And then if the small businesses out there, there's such a plethora of them, and they're just so cute. And that's one thing that I love about small businesses. We have our own identity. We get to put our own splash on things and creativity. So And I love seeing your journey on Instagram and Facebook about the small businesses that you get to visit out there.
Yes, I try to as much as we can just to support the local, but it is cute. Like small businesses in Texas are just like, I don't know, they have such a homey feel to them and they're very unique. And I don't know, just kind of has that Texas culture to it.
Yeah. So have y'all already floated the river and everything like that several times?
We did before kids. We've been to a river with the kids, but not like the big one that's here.
Okay. So I have to tell you, go before, like the day it opens, before school lets out. We did that, I think was it last year or the year before? We took my daughter and no one was there. It was like our own private river. But if we would have waited a day or for the weekend, it wouldn't have been that experience. So we have gotten to float with our little, and it's quite enjoyable. But I know that in the summers it becomes a different scene, which is fun, but maybe not as easy to have with the littles with us. So.
Yeah, we might have to get a babysitter and go.
Right? Yeah, sounds like a good mom trip. We need to do that.
Yes.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. Tell me about, because with the behind the scenes, we always want to hear the background of your story because you gave us a little bit of a snapshot of where you are today, but how did you start on an entrepreneurial journey? Did you always want to be an entrepreneur? Tell us about that a little.
Oh gosh, I'm like, where do I begin? So I think I've always kind of been wired to do my own thing. I was very rebellious as a kid. My nickname was the White Tornado because I had super blonde hair and I was just like all over the place. I didn't really like people telling me what to do. Didn't like structure. That could also be the ADD in me. I don't know. But I always just was a free spirit and kind of loved to just do my own thing. And so when I got to college, kind of explored a few careers that I could go into. There was one I thought I wanted to be a news anchor, but that didn't quite work out. I also love teaching, so I went into the education field, and I actually was a teacher for about 3 years. Not even 3 years. I didn't even make it 3 years, but in that journey, I was a little exhausted and tired from being a teacher. I also was broke from college and then just starting off as a teacher. And so like the combination of the two, I tried different network marketing companies trying to make it work. But I don't know if I ever found one that I was super duper passionate about to go all in, to really share about it until my friend told me about some health and wellness products that helped with energy. And I'm like, okay, well, don't expect me to be this distributor. Don't expect me to jump on calls. Don't expect me to put in any like work, because I've tried that, been there, done that. Like it just doesn't work. And so she's like, that's cool. Like I just want to love the products. But it also was free to promote. So I figured, okay, if anybody else ever wanted to order, I wanted them to order from me. So I just signed up as a promoter, not really expecting to do anything. But then I started using the products and I fell in love with them, and they started working and they helped me just be a better person and happier. And then I had weight management, and then I was sleeping better and my back wasn't hurting, and so many things that were positive about it that I just started telling other people. And then people started noticing a difference in me. And so I had a ton of people just order from my link, and I had hit a few bonuses, and then I started seeing like the cash flow, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just a side hustle thing. And I started making more from the side hustle, just sharing about it here and there, than my teaching career salary. And I'm like, man, imagine if I could do this full time. And it also was a point where, I don't know, I kind of struggled. I guess my passion had shifted from teaching to now sharing this product and seeing the vision of the possibility of what a network marketing company could become for me. And I loved the freedom. I loved being my own boss. I loved making my own decisions. And, my success was up to me and my failure was up to me. And I'm a kind of person that like, I'm just going to go all in and give it my all. And so that's what I did. And when I started going all in, it was a little scary, but there's a point where I was like in the principal's office and I was like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. And I left. I just like quit teaching after spring break. Didn't even finish the whole year. And
your spring break was like our last year's spring break of COVID. It lasted a lot longer than anybody expected, right?
I haven't gone back. Exactly. And it was so scary. I remember calling my husband and like crying, and I'm like, I just quit my job. And he's like, oh, thank God. And that was not really the response I thought I was going to get, but I was like, okay, he's on board with this. And he's like, you weren't happy. You know, I could just tell. And it affected our relationship too, because I wasn't happy with where I was. And so letting that go and going all in network marketing, I don't see myself ever doing anything else. Like I don't like, this is just me. Like we need teachers and I'm so thankful for them. I'm so glad they're there. But for me, it just wasn't the best option for my stubbornness, I guess. And so I did also have like an internship in college. I shared briefly how we met, my husband and I. And that one helped open my eyes to entrepreneurship too, because that's probably where it started, was in college, because we would go door to door and we would sell educational books. We would live with host families. We had to go knock on doors to find a family to live with. And so we would knock on doors and we would just sell these books. And my first summer doing it, I made over $15,000. And for a college kid in 3 months, like that's pretty good. Which is funny. And if my parents are watching, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm going to say this as best as I can. I remember them saying, like, don't you want to just, you know, go back? I used to work at Universal Studios, the theme park. Like, don't you want to just work at the theme park for the summer? Like, you know, you're going to make your $7 an hour. This knocking on doors, you don't know what you're going to make. It's an if come. My dad would call it an if come, not an income.
I've never heard that. Yeah.
And I was
that's
like,
a great term.
Right? Because
I wonder,
you don't know.
Yes. I mean, people on the call, I've never heard of that if come, but I mean, isn't that the story of entrepreneurship? Like, you have to work so hard. You have to be creative. You have to love it with every ounce. And so is that really what you found from transitioning from, like, yes, teaching was beautiful. And I know you have a teacher's heart because I see you with kids and so when you went from the teacher's heart, and I love that your husband supported you, was he aware that you were kind of really looking for that big decision? All of a sudden we're saying dropping the full time, you know?
We had talked about it, and we like,
okay.
He's in the finance industry, and so everything's numbers for him. And so we had a number that if I was making that amount, then I could leave teaching.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know it was going to be like right at that moment when I decided to leave. And we weren't quite at that number, but I was like, I know I'll get there, because my track record, like my past, like with selling the books door to door, and I don't know, a salary was one of those things too that I knew I was capped. And I think in my heart, I knew I could do more. And not to make it about money, but it's just the options that come with that and the time. I mean, I knew that I was going to be a mom one day. I quit before I was even a mom. And I knew I wanted to be on the field trip, enjoying the trips with my children instead of like counting all the heads. And so when I left, it was scary, but I mean, taking risks. I mean, I've taken risks to leave Florida. I've taken risks to go knock on doors selling books in a state with people I didn't even know, living with a family I didn't know. With a couple girls from college I met like maybe twice. And it always worked out. And then leaving my teaching career and following that passion turned into some crazy, awesome stories.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I love that, you know, I think that so many times, especially through mompreneurship, and even before that, what we're seeing with by you sharing this journey is there's a season, you know, teaching helped gear you to what your next step was. And that summer job of going door to door taught you to be an awesome salesperson and to get you, would you say that brought you out of your comfort zone? Do you feel like that really was maybe a transition point in your life?
I mean, you might not believe this, but I actually was a pretty introverted person. I was afraid to even call and order pizza on the phone because I just didn't like talking to people. I was terrified to be a server because I just didn't want to talk to people. I don't know, I was pretty shy actually. And so I knew that I had to do that internship in college to help me get outside my comfort zone, because no matter what in life, you're going to be selling something, either yourself, an idea, or a product or a service. And so I knew that I had to learn to have confidence within me. I had to have those people skills for no matter what I did in life. And like, what better way to learn people skills than go talk to 3,000 plus people in all different like socioeconomic backgrounds, different parts of the country. Like, I really learned how to communicate with people. And I just knew that communication was key for anything in life.
Absolutely. You know, I was recently watching at a panel discussion with Miss Plano, and they had several, and Miss America was on there, and several of Miss Frisco and Miss Texas. So it was a wonderful panel. And it was really interesting because one of the girls shared that she had to speak. She didn't like public speaking. And she said, you know, I was going to a school and I was excited because I knew I'd just be talking to kindergartners and pre-K students. And she says, all I have to do is wear my crown and just, you know, go through the door and they'll be happy. And then she said they opened the curtain and it was all high schoolers. And she was like, oh my gosh. So, complete fright. And she's like, I have to be able to do this. So, I mean, to think about you and your journey, you're so right. As a business owner, we have to be ready to speak at any point in time. Talk about that 30-second commercial, that elevator pitch, because you never know who needs both your product, your service, or just your friendship. And so to be able to share that in a fast, in a an authentic but succinct way is so important, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just learning to read people, to be a chameleon, to mirror them, to just provide the customer service. You know, you have to learn different personalities of different people.
Yes. Now, did you have a kind of 30-second pitch for selling the books? I would love to hear this, because how do you get the doors to open?
Make me bring it back.
I am. And sorry, y'all, this is on the fly. But,
like,
oh, you do? Do you have?
Hey, mom of the house. Awesome. My name's Kristen. Oh, I guess I should wait for you to respond, right?
Okay.
I'm the one that's supposed to be sitting down with all the families in the area, with high schoolers on down to the little guys. We're just showing some educational books to help them with learning and saving time on homework. Do you have a place where we can sit down? I don't know. It was something like that.
I'm not sure I'm ready to open the door yet, but you seem really sweet. Tell me more.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess you haven't heard about me yet. Well, I was just over with Miss Jones, and I was talking with Sally Q, with little Billy and Susie, and I just wanted to make sure that I stopped by here. I want to catch up with every single family in the area. Here we could just sit outside.
Love it. Yes, persistence. Absolutely. We have to have persistence.
Yes, we learned the second, third approach, because, like when you go into sales or whatever, what does it take, like 16 times for someone to actually say yes? And so I had to learn to approach a couple of times, and sometimes you didn't have the nicest people. And that was okay. And it helped me with that mindset. Is like, if they're not willing, they're not open-minded right now, that's fine. That they're just not ready right now. I'll go to the next person, and maybe I'll follow back up with them another time when they're not so crazy and busy. And so you learn some persistence in selling door to door. Oh, you're muted.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I love that. And it is persistence. And it's about not taking those no's personally, right? Because, I mean, you could have easily gotten discouraged. How many doors did closed in front of you before you got a yes?
Oh, I don't even know how many. A lot. Probably at least.
But like
at least 10 before. No, there's probably more than that.
but that's if you don't take it personally, like, and just realizing that, hey, I'm closer to my next opportunity, then it's just that process. So accepting that process.
Yes.
And now I want to ask you also more. So you went from door to door teaching, then you had a great opportunity with a health company. And then tell me about more transitions, because I know you've had just, quite a journey.
Yeah. So I always talk about following your heart and your passion. I talk about taking risks. Taking risks, I think, as a business owner is what's going to propel you to that next level, to the next step, to kind of force you to level up. I was talking with the Voyager, Dallas Voyager magazine, and that was one of the questions, like, what's your perception on a risk? And I'm like, it's absolutely necessary, because if you don't take risks, you're not giving yourself a chance to take that next step. If you're comfortable where you are and you stay comfortable, nothing's going to push you outside that comfort zone. Nothing's going to make you have to level up to the next place that you're supposed to be. And so I'm just like, life is so short. Like, you got to be happy. You got to follow what your heart's saying. And if you see an opportunity come along, it's going to be risky, but it's either a leap or a lesson, And so recently, I loved where I was before. It taught me so much. I am so thankful for that journey. I learned so much for mindset and belief barriers, and just pushing myself. And it taught me that it's okay to push yourself even more. Maybe not where you are, but you can even look for something else. And so something came along. I couldn't say no. I saw it and I'm like, I have to do this. It's going to be extremely risky and scary. And so I left my previous company for this brand new company that just launched, just opened up. We just opened up ordering in December. We're still in soft launch, because I saw what it was going to become. And I saw how I was going to be forced to be a better leader, to be a better person. And so it's not always going to be simple. There's going to be some roadblocks, but through that journey and the process, you just become, I don't know, your highest self. You become someone that's collecting tools and wisdom and strengths and skills, just that's going to help you move you to those next levels in life. And so that just started, and I'm so pumped about it. I'm so excited because it's just new people. I'm meeting new people. I'm allowing to help more people, different people. And I love that, like, where I was before, my team over there is still doing amazing and they're doing so well. Like, that's kind of what you want as leaders. You want to build other leaders. And if you have confidence that if you were to remove yourself from the situation, like, they're still going to be good and growing, like, you've done your job. You've taught those people how to help them become more and more for themselves. And so this is just another opportunity for me to meet other people, to help them, to build them, to just, I don't know, change some more lives that maybe the first thing wasn't for them, but this is. And so it's awesome.
That's great. Thank you so much. Now, Kristen, so I know that y'all do a lot of leadership trainings, and you've just recently joined a new company. So now I don't think everybody knows, but something we have talked a lot about is kind of like the MLM stigma and how to get past that, or really MLM myths. Because I think what you do so well, just connecting with people, educating people. So could you share, I'll tell you some of the things that I've seen people, I guess when we talk about MLM, people are like, oh, or even, is that what I call it? Do I even call it MLM? Because I know maybe I want to make sure that I'm saying it the right way.
I think a lot of people do, but in my mind, it's direct sales. Like, yeah, there's multiple levels of marketing, but I'm just cutting out, like, the middle people. Like, I'm the one going straight to the consumer. Like, and so to me, I'm directly selling a product, service to you, or network marketing.
So number one myth, MLM myth busted. Number one, it's direct sales marketing. There you go, direct sales. So I would say number two is that that's all. I guess I feel like some people feel like it's for lack of a better word, a scam, or why should we do this? Are people not going to like me anymore? Can you talk to us more about that and the challenges you've felt and faced through your journey at even transitioning, to different MLM? Because I know it just depends also on the direct sales.
That's what it corrects you.
Oh, I'm learning here too. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, because I feel like, you hear, oh, it's a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme or whatever. I mean, those are illegal. But honestly, if you look at anything in life, like there's a structure to it. Like even as a teacher, there's a superintendent, there's principals, there's administration, there's teachers, there's kids. Like at McDonald's, there's like the founder, then there's franchises, then there's managers, then there's employees, then there's customers. Like, like no matter what, there's going to be levels of things. And so I think that's one stigma of MLM is you're just scamming your friends to make money off of them. Well, here's my counter to that is if you could find products that your friend is representing or Walmart has, would you rather go to Walmart and increase the profits in the pockets of that owner or your friend? I mean, I love my friends. I want to help my friends as much as possible. So if I'm going to buy makeup anyways, like I'm going to go to my friend, because most likely in these companies, they do so much more research. They formulate products that are not what you're getting over there. There's more quality to it. It's not big, huge, massive amounts that they're selling like all over the globe. Like these are specific products for these companies that are proprietary blends that are unique, that are better quality, that have research behind them, that have trials behind them. And it's so funny when people are like, oh, well, can I put that in my body? And I'm like, you got to look at the research of that. But do you go look at the research when you go to Taco Bell and get a taco? No, not really. But
no, you're so right. And I eat Taco Bell and I like it.
No, I don't know Taco Bell, but you don't research before you go to Taco Bell. You just go eat it, right? Like
no, but it's so true because it is mystery meat. I have no idea, and I'll tell you, I don't know that I want to know what's in that Taco Bell.
You don't want to know.
But yeah, I know. But no, you're so right. I mean, think about I've been a culprit, I'm sure myself. I mean, when I was trying a product, I do ask more questions. Sometimes when it's a friend, but I also ask questions because I feel like I get to know more by asking those questions. So it just depends on why are you asking those questions? Are you doing it because you're trying to find something wrong with it, or are you doing it to really get educated on it and finding out, is this the product for you, and what are the benefits of it? So I think it kind of would you say it depends on the mindset of the consumer?
Yeah. And they might be thinking, oh, my friend's over here selling vitamins, but what does she know about vitamins? Like they've known you maybe from the past, maybe from college days, and they're like, oh, she's not really the healthiest person from what I remember, and so they might not see us as the expert, but we don't need to be the expert. Like we just found a product that we love and that we're telling people about it. And like, we hope they follow it too. So.
Sure. And then we have a few comments. Can I share those with you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. We have, Dawn says she's so glad you took the leap of faith. She's glad that we are talking about the MLM myths or direct sales. We're going to direct you in the right perspective of direct sales, right? And she says that even with her business, she says I get it all the time that I hear that's a scam.
But like, I just don't understand how it's a scam because you're getting like something for what you paid for. And most companies, if you aren't happy, like you can return it and you can get your money back, you know, like we have a 60-day empty bottle money back guarantee. So
Yes. Well, and I found that too. Like, there was something that I wasn't happy with. And what I loved is I could go to a person, I could go to my friend and say, hey, something happened with this product. And they're like, oh my gosh, that isn't normal. That isn't regular, you know? So let me get you a new one. Or hey, this didn't work for my skin, whatnot. Is there something else you can recommend? If you go to the store, you don't get that. And you don't know if the next person's going to give you different information, but why not support someone you love and, you know, give it a try. So I like
yeah, most of the time, like we do our research on our products and we know more about it than some, yeah, you know, if you just go to the drugstore and grab makeup and you ask someone, they're gonna be like, oh, I don't know. You know, they might know the name of it and what
Mhm.
it does, but not like every nutrient inside of there. So you get like a personal concierge, I guess, for your products, right? Because you have someone, a real human you can talk to if you have questions or you need to tweak things or if it's not working out. Because really, we just want you to be successful with what we're sharing with you. We want you to
Mhm.
have the best experience. And so we're going to take the time to figure it out for you, you know, or at least I do. That's a part of my customer service is like, I'm here for you no matter what. And I want to help you, even though like, you know, we talked about I moved to a new company. I still talk to people about what I did before and about the products and the business and everything. I'm still helping them, even though I'm not there. I'm not getting compensated whatsoever at all. But I just want people to have a good experience with that because it helps overall the entire industry. Like the whole industry of network marketing is because unfortunately some people have probably done it the wrong way, and I'm sure you think, oh god, best friend's like sending me this message this long, she didn't even ask how I'm doing, she just like, here, come to my party online, or you know, like these long messages, and we got to reach our goal, and I don't know, you know what I'm talking about, but the thing is they're just so excited about it and they just want to share it with you. They probably just don't know how to. um, I think the right way would, yes, be building the relationship, seeing how you're doing, talking to you, asking like how's life, and like really finding a solution to a need, and maybe a need that you don't even know that you have. And so through those conversations, through talking with them, being their friend, hanging out with them, it shows like I care about you as a person. I care about you as like my girl. Like I want to help you and do what's best for you. And if my product's not what's best for you, then I'm going to tell you that too. Like I'm going to refer you to someone else, you know? And so when you do it the right way, we can change that stigma. We can change the myths of like just spammy panty, long messages and
Spammy Pammy.
yeah, we don't want spammy panties. Okay.
That's hilarious. But yeah, this is great. And I just put that up, you know, do you have an everyday practice? And I feel like you said that. Like it's the relationships. And I think that's one thing that we are so in line with, which it's checking in with the person, seeing how they're doing. You know, if the product comes, if the service comes, that's fine. But really what it comes down to is the heart of the person. Like we want to get to know you, and I think that's what has just attracted me so much to our friendship, you know.
Hmm.
um,
And especially in 2020, like people just want to be heard. People just want you to check in on them. Like, and it doesn't have to be, if you're in network marketing, you don't have to always talk to them about your products. Like just say, hey girl, how you doing? Thinking about you. Like, how's your day going? Checking in on you. Like, hope you have a great day. Like, it doesn't have to be, oh my God, we got a new product, which we want to tell them. Obviously, yes, that's great because we know they would love it. But if I'm checking in on you, I'm seeing how you're doing, like I'm putting you first. And maybe
right.
you just had a rough Monday morning. And if I'm going to message you about a new product and you're having a rough Monday morning, like you don't want to hear about it. And you're going to probably just completely shut me out. You might just ignore me forever or like just see me as someone who's trying to push things on you. And I know my heart is like, I know you'll love it like I do, but I need to see how you're doing first. Like I need to see where you are. Like, how's your mindset? Like, let's just talk, you know?
Absolutely. So if anybody out there is, you know, struggling with, maybe you are in direct sales, or even just if you're any business owner, I think it just boils down to exactly what you said, Kristen. You know, find out about that person. The rest will grow from there. But I think when our heart is aligned and our purpose is aligned, the rest of it will fall into place. So is there anything else that you would want to share with us in regards to kind of the MLM myths to kind of get those busted today?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. I feel like there was one I talked to you about. Now I can't even remember. Did anybody else have any in the comments? And please be honest. Like, tell me what are some things maybe you don't like about it, and maybe I can help explain.
Okay, so let's see what we have here. I think they were all just sending love. So here, let me share this one. Kimberly says, catching these beauties on the live feed. We have Ashley Kenny. Fantastic info. I'm so glad you could join. And then we had, let's see. Oh, we do have a question for you, but not in regards to the MLM myths. Will you be moving back to Dallas or Orlando within the next 5 years?
I feel like that's a no. We love it here. Like, Manny's parents are close. We got the Margaritaville house in Orlando that's close to my parents. And so I feel like we're staying down here, but we will be visiting Orlando a lot. And like, that's a myth too. Maybe like a myth, or, you know, people think only certain people make it in network marketing. Like, they have an education, they've had money before, they've got supportive spouses, they've got a network that they can talk to. Like, I feel like those are a lot of myths. Like, oh, I'm not a salesperson. Like, I hear that all the time. I'm like, I don't think I'm a salesperson either. I just love something and I talk about it nonstop and I can't shut up about it. And so I think the myth of like, I don't think I can do that, I won't be successful, I don't want to bother my friends, like, shift that to you're just sharing something you love, like your favorite movie or your favorite restaurant. Maybe you're regulars at a restaurant and you talk about it. Like, if your friends come to visit in town, like, I'm going to tell you where to go visit. We love the winery across the street. I'm going to tell you to go to Dry Creek Mall Winery, you know, and that's kind of what we're doing here. But anybody, I'm telling you, anybody can make it in network marketing if you just love what you do and you are dedicated. Because with consistency, with showing up, with being a product of the product, like, you will make it. And I'm telling you, this industry is so amazing to give you the finances and the time simultaneously with the least amount of risk. Like, yes, I risked leaving my teaching career, but like, I didn't have to buy a building. I didn't have to buy a bunch of licenses. I didn't have to buy equipment. Like, I'm looking at starting a brick and mortar business and I'm like, oh, insurance. Oh, I had to have employees. Like, all the things that come with that, were like, network marketing, like, that risk is on the big company. Like, it's not on me. And so it's just such a industry that you can make a lot of money by making a huge impact on people and enjoying your time while doing it.
Yes, I love that. Thank you.
Like, and you get to wear sparkly jackets and have unicorns on your wall. It's fun.
Well, you know, I have such a respect for direct sales, and I think just because with our, business, it is something we started from scratch. But what would you say to someone who says MLM or direct sales is not a business? Like, what would you say to them?
I would just have them come sit next to me every single day.
I love it. Yes.
Say anything at all. They could just watch what I do and they'd be like, oh, okay.
Well, it's so true, because just like when you said the if come, like, that's preneurship. If you don't work, well, actually, y'all kind of have it a little smarter too, just depending on whoever's business, however different business model is. But because if you sleep and you don't show up and you're sick for a week, what happens, Kristen?
Oh, I still got people on the East Coast, on the West Coast. Hey, I'm working on getting into the UK when we open up. Like, if you have people in Australia, people literally have, it's OPE, other people's efforts. You've got a whole team that's there working at all different hours, and
And that's pretty awesome. And I think that's why I have such a respect for it, because I'm just like, this is a smart way to go. It's hard the other way. Though I do it when I love it. When I see, direct sales, I'm like, wait, they have the whole framework and it's all just, in a sense, I know it's not handed to you, but you have the opportunity to use it. Where if you, have built the brick and mortar or starting from scratch, I mean, I started mine in my college dorm room, without that framework. So I truly believe that it is definitely a business. I believe that it's preneurship because I know and I have seen y'all's blood, sweat, and tears and heart go into it so well. So you've done such a great job of that.
Well, and I have so much respect for business owners that traditional business owners, because there is so much that goes into it, and you have to, I don't know, there's so many moving parts with it. And because I'm going through right now and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. I have so much respect for you guys. And so this, I don't know, I just feel like network marketing, they took all the thinking out of it for me. And like, I just have to talk to people. I literally just talk to people about a product. Like that's how easy it gets.
Which is wonderful when you get to speak to people about your passion, and that can be the hyper focus, now this is a good segue. I know Kimberly kind of segued us in when she said, are you going to be moving back? But also you just discussing about you have your direct sales, and then now it's a little bit more of a different type of transition. So what are you working on in Hill Country? Because I know that you are also working to build our mom's chapter out there.
Yes. So I love you guys. I will come to visit in Dallas. I'm coming the first week of May. But I loved this networking group so much that when I moved down here, I told Sara, I'm like, can I open a chapter? Like I want to help I guess not just moms, but women and business owners down here too. Especially after getting hit after COVID. Like I just want to help them have as much success. And if I can make an impact on that, like, I don't know. I just have a passion for small business owners. And so we're working on our chapter here. We do meet online. We're going to have some socials, places that, we can be outside or make it just pandemic friendly. Is that what I should say? I'm also working on, I don't know if you want me to go into the business I'm working on. I'll put in.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So we're a little out in the country. We're on 46 and New Braunfels, in between New Braunfels, Spring Branch. And so we're looking at opening a food truck park out here. Customer, I want a place that I can go, that the kids can go run. I can go sit with Manny and some friends, maybe have a drink and just wind down. Wind down, you like that? And just have a place for maybe if someone who has been thinking about starting a food truck, but just didn't really know how to do it, or they just didn't have the motivation yet. Like I would love to encourage some more small business owners to maybe do that, maybe open up a food truck that they've wanted to have, or a little coffee truck or a dessert truck or something. And we're going to have like events, live music. Like I'm the person, I want like an 80s night. I want Latin night. I want, I don't know, you can rent out the venue space for parties. I got a big picture. Like I even want a donkey and some chickens. It's going to be the craziest food truck park.
It sounds like it's going to be so much fun. And you said you'll be hosting Moms Out Marketing there too?
Yes. I'm like, I will be creating a place for us to go.
I'm excited. I'm so excited. Well, this adventure is going to be fabulous. And you know why? It's because you do everything with heart and you believe in people. And I truly believe in you, Kristen. So I'm happy to share. Well, I love you, gal. And I'm happy to just share just a beautiful friend today on this YouTube Live. you can definitely reach out to her. You can connect with her on Facebook or Instagram and Clubhouse at Yoga Pants CEO. I love how she shares, her everyday life ups and downs, and it's just a breath of fresh air and motivation. So definitely stay tuned for all things on her platform, as well as we share onto the Moms Out Marketing, because you are one of our ambassadors. So thank you for doing that too, and just helping us spread the mission to support mompreneurs.
Yeah, well, I love learning from you ladies. I will take all the advice on owning another business, and I just love seeing everybody grow and develop and just become their highest selves here through what we learn, through the connections. It's just really, really unique community. It changes networking. I don't know if I should go into all this, but I don't know. I had a little kid at the time, an 8-month-old, and I'm like, I want to meet other business professionals, some other moms like me, but I didn't want to get a babysitter to go to networking meetings. And I didn't know if I could bring my son to a networking meeting. I thought that was unprofessional until I found this group, and they're like, no, bring your kid. It's okay. He'll go play. We will mingle and learn and grow and make connections. And so I'm like, oh, that is like the best concept ever, because as moms, we take our kids everywhere. So thank you, Sara. Thank you for all that you do here. It's the best network. I love it.
Oh, I'm so glad. And you will be also our business spotlight this week. So April 21st, if you have not attended one of our networking events, you can be our guest. So check us out on www.momsoutmarketing.com, or you can always just connect with us on Facebook. We have our several chapters. If you're looking for leadership and want to bring a chapter to your area, definitely reach out to any one of us, because we are excited to just change the way moms network. And, I think it's so important to just let people know about our journey and the reality of what we're going through and the beauty of the things that we can offer being mompreneurs. Sorry, this is so. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you on April 21st, 9:30. It is a Zoom call, so we can reach more moms. We're out there doing everything via Zoom. We'll talk to you really soon. Thanks, Kristen, for joining us.
Thanks.
All right, so that was our behind the scenes with mompreneur Kristen Gonzalez. Like I said, let's stay connected. Visit our website at momsoutmarketing.com. Thank you for joining us today on the Mom Journey. We hope that you connect with us, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, but most of all, we hope that we can connect with your heart, because that's what we're all about. We'll talk to you really soon.